Have you ever wondered how your mind functions, similar to a computer with automatic processes? Imagine the brain as a complex, powerful computer running multiple programs simultaneously. A marvel of nature, our mind is constantly at work, sorting, processing, and storing information, much like a high-tech supercomputer. Its automatic processes, also known as cognitive functions, are intricate and fascinating. These cognitive functions are the invisible gears that keep our mental machinery running smoothly. They help us understand and navigate the world around us, make decisions, and even shape our perceptions and beliefs. They're the unseen architects of our thoughts, feelings, and actions. In the upcoming segments, we'll delve into the labyrinth of these automatic mind functions. We'll explore how they work, why they matter, and how they influence our daily lives. Some of the key functions we'll discuss include association, identification, and availability, among many others. Association is the mental process that links together items in our memory, forming a web of interconnected thoughts and ideas. It's what makes you think of hot summer days when you smell freshly cut grass, or recall a long-forgotten song when you see an old photograph. Identification, on the other hand, is how we connect with the external world. It's the process that allows us to see a reflection of ourselves in things around us, be it a beautiful painting, a character in a novel, or even a random passerby on the street. Availability is the function that uses the information most readily at our disposal, helping us make sense of the world with the tools and knowledge we have at that moment. It's like the mind's version of making do with what you have. There are many more functions that the mind performs automatically, like resemblance, bias, certainty, and the list goes on. All these cognitive processes play a crucial role in how we perceive, interact with, and understand our world. So buckle up, folks. We're about to embark on an enlightening journey into the inner workings of our minds. Get ready to explore the fascinating world of your mind's automatic functions. First, let's delve into the functions of association, identification, and availability. We'll begin with association. Think of your mind as an intricate web where every piece of information is linked to another, just like how the scent of a particular perfume might remind you of a certain person, or how a song might transport you back to a specific memory. That's association at work. Your mind is constantly making connections, linking experiences, thoughts, and emotions, creating a vast network of interlinked information. Next, let's talk about identification. It's like looking into a mirror and seeing yourself reflected in the world around you. You might identify with a character in a book, or see your own experiences in a movie. This function allows us to empathize, to understand others by relating their experiences to our own. It's why we might say, "I know exactly how you feel," because in a way we've lived through a similar experience in our mind. Finally, we have availability. Imagine your mind is like a vast library filled with countless books filled with information. But not all books are readily accessible. Some are stowed away in the back shelves while others are right at the front, ready to be picked up. The information that's readily available to us, that we can access quickly and easily, influences our thoughts, decisions, and actions. For instance, your mind might recall the most recent news you've heard, or the last book you've read, simply because that information is more readily available to you. In essence, your mind is a constantly active processing machine. It's making connections, reflecting your identity onto the world, and using the most available information to guide your decisions. And these processes happen so automatically, so effortlessly, that you might not even realize it's happening. These are just the first of many automatic functions your mind performs every day. Moving on, we have resemblance, bias, and certainty. Resemblance is when our minds perceive two or more things as similar. Picture this. You meet a stranger at a party who reminds you of your best friend from college, and instantly you feel a sense of familiarity. That's resemblance at work. Next, we have bias, which is our mental preference for a choice or option. It's like when you're in a bookstore, and you gravitate towards books by your favorite author, even though there are hundreds of other options. Then we have certainty, our overconfidence in what we believe to be facts. Imagine you're watching a trivia game show. You're certain the answer to a question is Paris, only to be shocked when the host reveals the correct answer is Berlin. These functions often influence how we perceive and interact with the world around us. Next, we have estimation, framing, and compartmentalization. Estimation is like an educated guess. It's the process of providing a somewhat informed answer based on limited information or calculation. For instance, you might estimate how long it will take to complete a task based on your past experiences. Framing is all about perspective. It's the boundaries or limits within which you see a situation. The way we frame a problem can greatly influence the solutions we consider. Finally, we have compartmentalization. This is the way data is deconstructed and dealt with separately. It's like breaking down a large problem into smaller, more manageable pieces. These three functions play a crucial role in our decision-making and problem-solving abilities. By understanding how to estimate accurately, frame effectively, and compartmentalize efficiently, we can enhance these abilities. Understanding these functions can help us make better decisions and solve problems more effectively. Now, let's talk about attribution, judgment, and choice. These are three key functions of our minds that play a significant role in shaping our beliefs, values, and actions. First up is attribution. This is all about causality. It's how we ascribe cause and effect relationships between actions and their results. For example, if we touch a hot stove and get burned, we attribute the cause of the burn to the action of touching the hot stove. This function helps us make sense of the world, allowing us to learn from our experiences and adjust our behavior accordingly. Next, we have judgment. This function is about interpreting data through our own value system. Our values, beliefs, and past experiences all come into play here. For example, if we see someone giving money to a homeless person, our judgment of that action will be influenced by our own values. If we believe in altruism and helping others, we might judge this act as kind and generous. However, if we believe that people should be self-reliant, we might judge it differently. Finally, we have choice. This is where we move straight to strategy, focused on finding the best choice to make. Our minds are constantly evaluating options and making decisions, big and small, every single day. From what to have for breakfast to whether or not to take a new job offer, our choice function is always at work. Choice is strongly influenced by the other two functions we discussed. Our attributions shape our understanding of the world, and our judgments help us evaluate options based on our values. Together, they guide us towards the choices we make. But it's important to remember that these functions aren't infallible. They're shaped by our individual perspectives and experiences, which means they're subject to biases and errors. That's why it's crucial to be mindful of them, to question our attributions, challenge our judgments, and consider our choices carefully. These functions greatly influence our beliefs and values, as well as the actions we take in our daily lives. So, we've explored just a few of the automatic functions of the mind, from association, the linking of items in our memory, to identification, where we perceive external things as reflections of ourselves. We've examined the role of availability, the utilization of readily accessible information, and resemblance, the perception of similarities between different entities. We've journeyed through the territories of bias and certainty, understanding how our preferences and overconfidence shape our realities. We've also touched upon estimation, framing, and compartmentalization, these being ways we process and interpret data based on limited information, boundaries, and deconstruction. Our exploration didn't stop there. We delved into attribution, judgment, and choice, understanding causality, interpreting data through our value system, and strategizing to make the best choices. Yet these are just a few of the many automatic functions that our minds perform every day. Each one, like a cog in a machine, works seamlessly with the others to create our perception of the world. They help us make sense of our surroundings, interpret information, make decisions, and form our identities. But why is it important to understand these functions? Just like understanding the workings of a computer allows us to use it more effectively, understanding our mind's automatic functions can empower us to navigate our lives more efficiently and make more informed decisions. Consider this. How might knowing about the availability heuristic change the way you gather and use information? Or how might awareness of framing influence your perspective on situations? Understanding these functions isn't just about self-awareness. It's about enhancing our interactions with the world and the people around us. I encourage you to explore these functions further in your own time. Reflect on them, see them at work in your daily life, and use this knowledge to your advantage. By understanding these functions, we can better understand ourselves and the world around us. Remember, your mind is a powerful tool. Use it wisely